Thank you, Honourable Chair. The Economic Freedom Fighters rejects Budget Vote 24 of the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. The budget allocation for this department for the period 2016-2017 financial year is a paltry 6.3 billion. That's all the Minister could.
Order, honourable members.
The EFF would like to thank the members of public who have sent us messages expressing their concerns for the dismal state of agriculture, forestry and fisheries in this country. We encourage them to continue doing so, as the EFF is the only party in this parliament that deeply cares about the state of agriculture, forestry, fisheries and its effect on the poor. Agriculture in China contributed 34% of total employment in that country, while only 11.3% of its land is considered arable. Only 9% of the land in Brazil is considered arable, but 15% of its total employment comes from agriculture. Cuba, a small island in the Caribbean, manages to produce organic food with the use of biofertilizers, ensuring continuing health of the soil, as well as producing healthy organic foods for that nation in a sustainable manner. Cuba is the size of the Northwest province. Cuba has 11.5 million inhabitants. Northwest has 3.4 million. EFF-run municipalities will have urban gardens just like the Cubans, who 10 years ago were able to produce 3.4 million tons of food on just 14,000 hectares of urban gardens. An EFF-led city of Cape Town will ensure that Philippi horticultural area is protected and that quality housing for low-income earners will be developed closer to the city.
Members.
Most municipalities have no agricultural development plans. EFF-governed municipalities will make sure that we avail suitable municipal land for agricultural development in support of small-scale farmers. It would be mandatory for EFF-led municipalities to source at least 70% of its food requirements from small-scale producers. EFF-led municipalities will discontinue the marginalization of farmers who farm in communal areas who are never given support by government because they do not have title deeds to their land. Our approach to agricultural development, thank you, Annette, will ensure that all available agricultural land is used for agriculture, maximizing employment opportunities and making agriculture a major contributor to our economy. In South Africa, with 12% of the land considered arable, but primary agriculture contributes only 3% to the GDP. That's a disgrace, Minister. This means that the department plans on doing pretty much nothing to promote market access for small-scale farmers who are suffocated out of the system by the more established farmers. Let's look at fishing. The fishing quote allocation process has not yet been released, but we do know that less than 20% will be allocated to small-scale fishers. This means, Minister, that 80% will be allocated to big business, where your pals in the ANC, you're not from the ANC, you're from the SACP, have a huge stake. With these allocations, small-scale fishers will not be able to share in the high-value species such as West Coast, rock lobster, abalone and hake. Under this ANC government, coastal communities have no option but to help themselves to the marine resources that are available. Globally, half of the fish consumed is from aquaculture. Here in South Africa, it's less than 1% of the total. From our own observations, Minister, aquaculture projects under this department are dismal failure. I don't know what successes you were bragging about over here. It's failing, Minister, because you're not fighting hard enough for a budget adequate enough to make it a success. Voters must reject this ANC
Honourable
on the 3rd
member,
of August, like they did
Honourable
on Saturday,
member,
Nelson Mandela
your time has expired.
They must reject this
Honourable
ANC.
member, please read Rule 4.9. Thank you.